part 2. So it was erroneous. It should have been sent in 2 board members' names, not mine. I only gave the information I knew about, and it's a mistake. So that happened in, I think, 2 cases. So we stand corrected. That is a mistake. It should have been sent in 2 board members' names because I didn't hire the attorney. Okay, it came, yeah. So if that is you, just know, while I've supplied the information that I had and what I knew, it didn't come from me. So, just saying. So I'm gonna make sure that my board updates that document, because that's not okay with me. And it shouldn't be. But yeah, this is the type of stuff, this is why we're developing and have developed this program. And, you know, really, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of dance companies. Why is it that we're only allowed to touch base with 7? That's it. 7 every time we do our festival. And 77 seats. We're only selling 77 seats, and it cuts off right there. And I'm like, we didn't have this cut off there. It wasn't set up for that. Something funny is going on. And there's a connection as part of the they. So, you know, we're not okay with anything. So that is also why we created this check and balance system. I do not like the arts being offered up as another political corporate BS situation. And we're so turned off by it. We just can't. We just can't anymore. You know, it's like everyone is focusing on the wrong thing. And this is something else I want to address. Now, I have witnesses that this happened, and there's a recording of it too. So, you know, we're sitting in the audience, and then we're seeing somebody regurgitating my story of how my dancer at first didn't want to put her hand down my dress. This is for the red ribbons thing. And that whole story was copied and regurgitated right from the stage. Verbatim. Okay, first of all, how did they get it? Why did they get it? And why did they do that? And why that? Of all stories to copy, it's like, oh, come on. You know? And then it's just funny what people take. So do you see, this is getting more and more dastardly. Why should my stuff be stolen? What is it? You know, and then some of the companies have not been around as long as they've been stating. Yeah, we found that out too. That's another attempt to push us down, and then those ones are stealing from us. I'm like, that's very, very interesting. Look at my video, the doppelganger, are you being doppelganged, or whatever we called it. You know, I'm done. I am really done. I was not put on this earth to be your artisan creator or something like that. I'm doing my own artwork. I don't want you guys touching my stuff. I don't want you guys stealing my life stories. It's just like, you know, it's like, get away. Just stop. Because the thing is, we had to get the government involved because it was just getting so overwhelmingly obvious of what's happening. And it's got to stop. I mean, I'm a free person just like you are. I don't know what your life stories are. I don't want to know what your life stories are. Like I said, you're open to being a part of our festival. We really try not to turn anybody away, provided that they have a certain level of expertise and experience. You know, we just can't. I need to be paid for my dancing, and I do, and I get paid about it averages between $600 and $800 just for myself. Okay. Because I'm a choreographer, I'm an artistic director, I'm a performer, and I deserve it. Okay? We pay other people who stay with our company well. We have documentation of it, and you know, I fixed that. I fixed all the pay scales within, and even we pay minimum wage. What is it now? Almost 13, over 13, whatever it is. We compensate that. You know. That's what we do for interns. We don't have to. You don't have to pay interns. We pay our interns. We try to get our choreography on the dancers quick. We don't have extensive, long, rehearsals. And we do that to keep everybody in mind. You know, your time is precious and so is mine. And then people are trying to say, and I have more experience than these people. I have degrees. And they're trying to say that I'm less valuable? There's obviously something going on. Come on now. And yet we haven't done anything. And I'm telling you, we were set up. I was set up a couple times. And we disproved it. We finally found this one last piece of evidence. And I'm like, thank God, because I knew we had it. And I was like, and it's not to get the other people in trouble either, but why should I bear the burden when I was 100% innocent? Art integrity. That is why we did this too. Because it's got to stop. So whoever is involved in all of this stuff, you know, we would prefer that you would just come to us and say, hey, look, somebody twisted my arm behind my back. They said, do you want to end up like Rubans Rouges Dance or Noelle Rose? No, I don't. Okay, you know, maybe not so direct. These people are not that direct. They hint drop like they've been doing to us. And, you know, be braver than that. We are risking everything so we can set not only ourselves free, but everybody. Because I do believe, and so this is an opinion, all of this is an opinion, and we're allowed to have it. And we're allowed to share it publicly too. But in our opinion, there's some people who are coerced against their will. You've got to tell us. We cannot help you if you don't tell us. The same people who are protecting us can then protect you. Do you understand what I mean? But if we don't know, we don't know. Some people were guessing, and we made a list, please protect, because we think that these are truly good people and our friends. But some of you, we don't know, because you may look, or they may have made you look really bad in our eyes. They like to manipulate like that and play people against each other. You know, we're going to clean up this mess when it's all said and done. Some of y'all I might have to apologize to. Some of y'all might have to apologize to us. Fine, I don't really care about that too much. What we need to get down to the bottom here is who is really doing all of this and why, and have them stop. So, you know, again, I was not put on this earth to be anybody's slave. I was not put on this earth for you to glean from. So you need to stop. Unless you don't mind me doing the same thing to you, I know darn straight if I did it to you, you guys would be up my rear end. How do I know this? Because somebody did, and they're actually my friend, but we figured it out. A photo we had with the awakenings and beginnings. Those are my feet painted. And somebody said, this is not just trying to make an issue, but I'm giving you an example. It's the honest to God truth. You can look at our social media and everything. It's right out there for anybody to see. And it's like, why does that look like a photo we did? And I don't know why, because I had seen, when I was able to see a lot better than I do now, their photo, and I'm like, why does that look like ours? I'd never seen it before. And I'm like, oh no, not them too. But I was playing it cool, and I just liked their picture, how it comes up on social media, and then, you know what, they called me, and then they accused me of stealing their picture, or their idea, and I'm like, not at all. Look, we have video, and we have photos. This just happened, and I didn't pose my legs or my feet. I couldn't have, because I couldn't see. I can't see what the photographer is doing. And I don't believe there are any coincidences. So I'm like, we're still trying to figure out what exactly happened. Because I was told that, well, it was up and it was taken down. And I'm like, but I never saw it until years after we were already using it. So, you know what I did? I told our graphic designer, I said, look, in good faith, because this is a friend, do what you can to change the photo so it doesn't even look like that. But we paid hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, like over $1,000, I think. And so it's like, wait a minute. And I'm like, okay, So they decided to crop it. Hi. So get cleaned up. We have some things to do. So our graphics designer cropped it so it didn't resemble that anymore. And yeah, because that bothered me, because I don't want to be accused of doing something that I didn't do. So then by thankfully that did happen, because it helped us piece together what's happening to us. There are no coincidences. We found that out. There are people connected. There are people who are purposely, they're trying to set us up, trying to make it look like we stole something. You understand that? And I'm like, no, because the first thing I do when I have a session with a photographer is like, don't make anything look the same like anybody else's stuff. Because if I find out that you pre-looked at something beforehand, before our session, trying to set this up, not only will I never work with you again, but I'll report you. Okay? Because I don't like that. Because we work so hard. We don't want to copy anybody. The whole thing is trying to be as original as possible. And it caused a problem. Now, my friend and we're in fine standing. And I think I have more than apologized and have fixed and remedied the problem, yet keeping everybody who was involved on the up and up and integral. And then, it's just got to stop. And it's, it is a form of hazing. Let me tell you how it works, because then they go like this. We got this on you. We got this on you. And, that's supposed to pressure you into like making me give up my dance company and give it to somebody else. Well, I got news for you. I would rather face the music and say, wait, this is not what it seems. Let's get down to the bottom of it, like I did with this photo. Because I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. How did this happen? So, we figured it out mostly. And I'm not cool with it at all. At all. So, because of that, we now have this super duper camera, and we are not hiring certain photographers anymore because of it. There are some we would love to work with again, but we need to have a discussion. There needs to be a discussion here, because there's something that I'm very concerned about. So, we do not use photos for other means. Look, there are some people that can use our photos. They have permission from us, or they're a part of our company, and they're just reposting something. There's a proper way to share. We're not talking about any of that, but like that example I gave. It's just like, wait a minute, this is not, no, because we work so hard, but we are never being put in that predicament. So look, we got it out in the open. That is the best thing to do. You talk it over, you try to resolve it. And really, we had evidence that I didn't even see it. I didn't even know about it until they brought it to my attention. Because to my end, it looked like they took it from me. And I'm like, I was mad, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be cool. Free love. I love this person. Don't worry about it. And then they called me and accused me of what I was thinking about them. That's very interesting. So if you're listening to this, I know it's water under the bridge, but I have to do this video because my board wants me to, and I have to give examples because it's out there in the public anyway, because we post it out in the public anyway. So, so then I don't appreciate it, because they are trying to destroy my relationships too. And I'm like, that is it. We had one instance where somebody video recorded or had their significant other record our show for us, and that's fine, but it took months and 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 months for us to get it back. And then we're trying to prove access with something that got copied, and they're like, maybe it came from there. We hope not. Because that significant other could have easily, they know each other. It's just like, please. If you want help with your work, why don't you just ask me? And then I will say, look, if I'm doing this for you for a friend, here, no charge. But we're going to have a piece of paper that says that, so it protects you and it protects me. Or I might say, you know what, I have a $200 fee and you get me for an hour. To the very people and companies that have the audacity to say, no, you must charge me $300 to do something that I can do better than them. I don't think so. That is dehumanization and disrespecting me. So I'm like, let's just talk about this as hypothetics. So we had an experience, and this was with film. I'm getting away from the dance thing. And this was with film. And there were production companies that never existed until we did, and then all of a sudden they were doing similar things like us. And then we investigated, and would you know that these companies never existed before us? They were kind of like doppelganged or mirrored to dilute us in an attempt to dilute what we were doing. It's a known tactic. The government knows about it and all that, you know. So I'm like, wow. There's somebody in this group that really like hates my guts. And I've never done anything to anybody. I know who I know, and I can go down each list. I can look at all the contacts we have, and I say, no, never, 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 never. I barely know that person. You know, I'm not saying I didn't make mistakes. I made plenty. Some are doozies, but we fixed it. And I'm like, oh. You know, and we've also given you guys the opportunity to fix things too. Like we're giving Diavolo and Jacques, you know, that's what you do for your friends, and you assume that you're friends until not. And, you know, when somebody steals my work, impersonates me, or tries to, you know, hint drop and cause problems for us, that's not a friend. That is, that's really scary stuff going on. It's not okay. So that gives us a signal that's wrong. And, you know, we've had people use us as a stepping ladder. And look, if you want to use what I do for you or say about you as an official critique or, how can I say it, you know, with me backing you or as a quote or something like that, I'm more than glad to do it, but it needs to be on paper. It needs to be official for me. Not everybody does that. But it's like, you know, all the quotes that we got, we have it on paper, so we could say, no, here, or it's on video, or somebody was present during the time and heard that said, or we asked, hey, you once said this, can we use this as a quote? You know, look how we do it for our books and everything like that. It's a nice way to operate. You don't have to, but that's what we do with our integrity. And so, if I've danced for you for free, you know, it would be truthful to say, hey, she was here. But endorsement, right? I'm not giving you the endorsement to use me to entice a carrot to build up your program. Meanwhile, you don't even help us. I love to make special guest appearances and cameos and just drop in and say, hey, I just love you and I just want to love on you and donate my time as a dancer. Or you know, just hop in and do something for you that's really cool. And just because that's how I am, but I'm being abused now. And I can't have it anymore. Because look what's happening to us. So, you know, and another reason why we had to involve the government. And it breaks my heart because it's like it didn't have to be this way. It makes me and my board and companies so frustrated that people have to be this way, because they don't. They're making an honest choice. So, you know, like I said though, this is a part of hazing, and they get leveled up, certain people, because they do this, because they can control you now, because, hey, you know what we have on you? I'm not an easy person. Oh, use Noelle for this, because she's an easy person to get your level up. No, I'm not, as some people are seeing. It's going to make you level down inadvertently. Not that we push you down, but we got to find out what's going on here. That's not right. Where's the ethics? You know, if somebody's hazing you, we need to know about it too. So we can, the people who are protecting us, protect you. All right? This has got to stop. This isn't business. This is not professional. It's mobsterism. It's, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's very wrong. So that's our integrity in the arts, artists for integrity, no censorship. This is what our program is all about. Because we're done. And you should be too. You should be done with all of this happening. You know what? There are good artists who spend so much money investing in their art and getting harmed. It's been done to us. It's been done most to us. We know this because of the evidence we've gathered and collected. Unfortunately, and it doesn't mean that we've become a bigger target because we're being honest about this. We become less of a target because we're being so honest about this. So I want to get back to something I didn't quite fulfill and fill out. We have done a lot to develop our dance festival. So to make it more distinguishable from everybody else's, because everybody wants to be unique and everybody wants to have their part and their piece of the pie. But you don't get all the pie. Okay? We're not letting you. We have a part in it too. So here's the thing. We then, by force, because we were being forced out, we're like, well, let's distinguish ourselves more. That's why we became international. We are the only international we checked. So that means we don't only have some from LA or some from the OC, or it's everywhere. It's international, it's global, and you can take that in many things. You can take it by location or type of dance. Like international, like culturally, okay? Everybody wants to set themselves apart. So first we were called the Indie Dance Festival, and I'm like, that was actually something my mentor said. That was never something I created, but I went along with it because I love them. And I said, okay, fine. But I'm like, this doesn't quite fit our vibe completely, because it left too many people out. So then we were like trying to establish ourselves in another way, and then somebody else got all huffy about that, and I was like, but that wasn't even your area. So that's it. We're not changing anymore for anybody. We did a lot of research and we know now. So we are the only international dance company out here, and it's going to remain that. I think it's smart. I think it gives us a lot of potential, and you know, this way we can work with the other festivals harmoniously, and it wasn't like we were trying not to. I have some questions about why we were treated hostilely. You know? We have evidence of it. So I'm like, that's, you know, just stop being so insecure. That's not everybody. I'm saying this again, just so we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, but to know it's just not everybody doing this, but it's enough to give us a huge problem. Okay? So that's something else that we infused. What does this program have to do with our festival? We infused this program into our dance festival. And we're also included too. If we do something wrong, you know, tell us. Contact us and say, hey, look, uncool, what did you mean by this? Are you going to fix this or what? And we will tell you. We have to abide by this too. We're not getting paid for it. The people involved are not getting paid for it. It will always remain our property, our program, and nobody can usurp it. Nobody can borrow from it. Nobody can use it. We're saying back off in a very professional and direct way, and we really hope that everybody understands that we need to do this because this has just gotten too out of hand. And you can join us or not, you can agree with us or not. I don't want to be rude and say, well, you know what, we really don't care, but that's really what it amounts to. In the nicer way of saying it, it's our prerogative and your prerogative to disagree. So fine, disagree. Just don't bother us if you disagree, okay? Totally fine. We try to deal with a lot of things very openly. So that should make everybody who has a dance festival, especially in the area, happy. If it doesn't, we can't do any more for you. And you need to lay off of us and stop trying to push us down. No more. Because I'm not as young as you were hoping I was, and yet I'm not so old that I'm antiquated either. So I'm sorry. Why should I apologize that I look good for my age? I shouldn't have to. Like I said, I have dancers that are almost twice my age who are in our company. We don't bother them. You don't bother me. Come on now. That's enough. So, some of you are going to get some very harshly worded letters. Some of you are going to get some very beautifully worded letters from us. And we would rather do that. We would rather send beauty. But, you cannot treat us this way anymore. You cannot play our colleagues against us anymore. You just can't. You can't start giving all these other people who know what's going on all these gifts and then further pushing us down. That there's a lot of things that the law says about all of these things that we're bringing up. Okay? If you copy words from my private conversations, videos, or something like that, and you hint drop it to us, we're going to take that as hostility and report you to the government. If it comes from the stage, if it comes from the page, it doesn't matter where it comes from. Past, present, future, we're still holding you to account for that. We can't let you get away with it. We're sorry. We're very sorry. Like I said, it grieves me that this has to happen, but like I said, why dehumanize me like that? I never did this stuff to you. Like I said, I don't even know what you guys do. I don't know what you say. I don't know what you want to say. I mean, I don't mean to sound disinterested, but, I've got enough art to keep me busy. Just please. It's too many of my dance ideas have been on other people's things. And I'm like, wait, how did they get this? Okay? So, that's what we called in the government to do, to find out. Okay, how did they access this when this was done in private? That's the biggest concern. The ones that we did live on video, it's like, oh, well, no brainer. We can figure that one out ourselves. But, the private access, you would be alarmed too if it was happening to you. So anyway, my beloveds, I want to love on everybody. If we have anything wrong, if we're mistaken about anything, you come to us, please, because we don't want to mess anything up. We don't have to prove our integrity anymore. I don't have to prove how nice of a wonderful person I am anymore, because that's my reputation. Everybody knows, no one would never do anything like that. I know, we all know that. So then why is it being done to me if I'm that good of a person? People are trying so hard to set me up and to try to say, oh, look, she shows a pattern of this, this, and this. And then we're like, well, obviously not, because of this, and this documentation. Why set me up like that? I mean, really, you have so much to do with your own lives. You have your own beauty, your own art, or whatever your thing is. You gotta bother me? So that's what makes us think that some were sent by this group, to purposely do that because of something that maybe even my grandfather was responsible for way back when. Yes, this has something to do with my red ribbons. And I was the innocent person that he basically molested. And my mother, almost on a nightly basis, from the time she was 7 until she was pregnant with me and an older teen, married and moved out. So you tell me, no more crying over this. It's down to business, and we're fixing everything. We're fixing all the messed up relationships, and if you don't want to have anything to do with us, that's your prerogative. We will say, okay, fine, here's the documentation about all this, and where we stand. Yes, I know it's anal, but this is what we have to do. It protects you, protects me, protects our board, your board, everything. or whatever you have. So, yes, art integrity, you can like it, I don't care. We love it. And, you know, we need to stop this. Again, if you can't get in touch with us, if our websites are taken down, suspect something very, very foul that we aren't doing, that's being done to us, and just keep trying to get in touch with us. And, you know, we'll do our best to help you work through anything that might have filtered down to you, because, you know, God, I haven't talked to most of you in such a long, long time. I apologize to the ones that we really had a good relationship, and you know, I'm sorry that it had to be so just, you know, maybe not that, but just stopped. I'm very sorry about that, but like I said, we are not dealing with the average run-of-the-mill, like, little petty BS. This is very dangerous, scary stuff to have to deal with, and like I said, it's either my board